Are we there? That's about what he's got. I know you're not watching it, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I can't see it.
Very nice. There we go.
Now, do I need to be watching something? Because I can't see anything but y'all's faces.
If you, yeah, if I were you, I would open up in a browser, twitchtv.com, go to our site so you can see the questions in this stream there. But I'm reading them, so you can Davis, just click on that Facebook post I put up. Are we live? We're good, everybody. We're here for Asking Me Anything. Is that right, Chuck? We're good. Sound good? Tim, Chuck, somebody, anybody? You're good. All right. Blood Wild can hear us and see us, so we're golden. All right, we are here for Ask Me Anything. What is this? The October 20th, and Davis is jumped in as well. So, like usual with this is kind of a literally ask us anything about Troll Lord, the industry, Kickstarters, Davis's chickens, whatever. Just fire your questions away. We are a little bit late today. Chuck's been working insanely hard to get all kinds of stuff put together for us, but he made it happen.
How much no capacity to get into Twitch?
It's literally just a browser.
It's asking me for a login.
You don't need to just click. Yeah, but you can actually talk to him via the microphone. So you don't need to log in. So just click the link from my Facebook post.
It takes me to a login. Is it Troll Lord Games or Castles and Crusades?
It's still taking you. Yeah. It's still taking you to a login. Anyway, there you go.
Never mind. Who cares? Just ask a question.
Well, minus any questions, we'll just kind of dive into it. So Davis is up in Harrison, Arkansas. I'm down here in Little Rock. And this is our first stream that we're doing after rewiring all of his internet and getting things up and running. How's it going, Melkor? How's it going, Bifford, CH, Wolfgang? Fire us any questions you have. Otherwise, we'll plunge into whatever strikes us. Wait. Is the Codex Nordica print out of stock, or has the store not been updated? It shows out of stock to me. It is. Tim and I are going to have to sit down for a week and go over every item in that store. That thing's been in stock for about a month. You do what, Davis?
I'm in.
Okay. All right. Well, lots of issues. Yeah, we did a short print of it, and it's back in stock, and it arrived with Codex Egypt, so it's been in stock for, I don't know, 4 or 5 weeks or something like that. But part of the problem is we've got the store is large now, and it's got 150 odd items in it, and some of them, Castles and Crusades, some of them 5th edition, and Amazing Adventures, of course, and Vicky and all this stuff, and keeping up with updating it constantly is becoming a full-time job. It's a lot. Couple that with OBS, one bookshelf, the drive-through RPG, and his stuff over there. Chuck's been trying to get me to send him screens for weeks now, PDFs of the screens, and I told him just go to OBS, just download from OBS. So he went over to do that, found it was the screens. We are selling the screens on OBS that we were selling back in 2006. We have not updated that product for 13 years. So it really, I hired one guy to go through the store, knew our product line, but he bailed on me. That was years ago. And I go through it when I have time, but it's a lot of stuff. Commander Pete, but if people still buy it, yeah, well, and it arguably, I don't know, honestly, that the guts of the screen changed. I don't know. I can't remember now. I know the outside of the screen changed, but I can't remember if we swapped the guts of it. If we did, it was just a little bit. So
Yeah,
it's probably.
yeah, we swapped one thing. I can't remember what though. So the early screens are different than the later screens, but not significantly. It was a rearrangement, I think, and we added something.
Yeah, we took something out. I think we took out like the monster, something about like a monster. I don't know, something. No, the experience point chart to create your own monsters. We pulled that out and put something else in there. So yeah. Okay, so Tim went in and fixed the product was enabled. The Codex Nordica was enabled. It was just out of stock, so he's fixed that. So
he put 300 in stock.
Yes.
So you can make your purchase of 300 now.
There you go. Yeah, it's one of those things that really someone needs to sit down and go through each and every, because you'll find occasionally when we do like a release, we'll put this product available now, brand new, blah, 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 blah. And then if we don't go back in and change out the brand new, 2 years later, it still has the brand new on there. So it really is just, it's another part of the maintenance that we've not worked out a really good, workflow over. The Inzaya, there's an Inzaya bundle on there that really doesn't make any sense, because you can get in the bundle, you can get, what's the first guy? Dens of Inequity, By Shadow of Night, and the third one. What's the third one? Black Moon Rising?
Black Moon Rising. Right.
So Black Moon Rising, and then you get the primer, the map, and then the 3 little adventures. Well, the box set has all of that plus the next one in it. So it doesn't have the 3 little adventures, but there's really no reason for the Inzaya bundle. It's kind of a doubled thing, you know what I mean? And that Inzaya bundle was created before the box set was actually created. So we just need to go in and claim the entire lineup. So what's on the do it?
Oh yeah, no, I thought about that whole Inzaya thing. There's quite a bit for that now.
Oh yeah, there's a lot. I mean, and the bundle, if we're going to do a bundle, then we need to change the nature of the bundle to include the new items that go in it. And I guarantee you, if we read the text on that bundle, it's going to have the primer at 24 pages, and it's now what? It's either 48 or 56 or something.
I don't know. I can't.
It's much bigger. It's double the size. Yeah, easily. So what's on the agenda today? Food, soda, TV shows, novels, zombie apocalypse. Well, we can wrap a bunch of those up in one. I watched the first episode of Fear the Walking Dead last night. That kind of covers the zombie apocalypse and TV shows. It was a graphic novel, so that kind of hits over. What did you watch? So I don't know. I know you stopped watching The Walking Dead quite a while ago, but The Walking Dead had a spin-off series called Fear the Walking Dead.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and now I started season 6 of that last night, and then they've got another series. I can't remember what it's called. It started this week or 2 weeks ago.
Oh, that's on season 6 already?
I think 5 or 6, but I think it's 6. Yeah, Fear is one of those shows that it I don't know, man. I love The Walking Dead, but Fear kind of misses it for me a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't get to it. I watched the first 4 or 5, maybe 6 episodes of season 1 and just couldn't connect with.
Yeah, and then when they finally got one of the really good characters going, there's a couple of really good characters, and they just did weird stuff. It's just weird stuff. Yeah. And then they tried to boost ratings by pulling over a main character from the main Walking Dead, and he's a great character, but they've had him whine for like 3 seasons now, and I've got a low tolerance for whining in my heroes. So
he wasn't a whiner.
No, he wasn't. I don't know. He was that kind of. I don't know. He was cool. I don't know. Yeah. I'm loyal like that. I doggedly hang on to these things,
He knew the value of toilet paper.
Do what?
He knew the value of toilet paper.
Oh no, you're thinking of the other dude.
Oh, okay.
Morgan is the one who crossed over to Fear. The other guy, Bob. Yeah.
Oh, Bob was the toilet paper guy.
Yes, he's sitting on the top of the tractor trailer with a roll of toilet paper next to him. And when I first saw that, I thought, that dude's brilliant.
Yeah, Bob was one of my favorite characters. Wait, how did he die? He got his leg bitten off or something, and they ate him.
He lost a leg, and then the cannibals were eating him. I guess he got bit, and then the cannibals were eating. They'd cut his leg off, and they were eating him. And then he starts laughing and goes, tainted meat. And so he gave all of them it was very, very, very cool. I love that character. The Bob character was awesome. All right, so we got a couple of questions in here. Waiting for Steve to rev up his Dr. Pepper chicken recipe. Inquiring minds want to know. Don't ever drink Dr. Pepper with chicken. That's the recipe. Dr. Pepper and chicken's barely food to begin with, and Dr. Pepper should never be spoiled with the taste of chicken. Let's see. In Aired, are any of the deities named after characters played by you or your group? E.g., did someone once play Burl? So the characters that are in there that are named, Kane. Davis knows Kane well. That was my character in Davis's game, and that goes back to when, Davis? When did you start running Kane?
1978.
Yeah, it was definitely Fort Campbell, so that would have been about that time. Because I killed. You remember I killed Zane?
Germany. Did what?
Yeah. Remember I killed Zane's character?
Yeah. It was your brother.
I know. Zane is my oldest brother. Davis and I's oldest brother. And in the game, Kane had a brother, and I think I left him to die. Actually, I don't think I.
Yeah, y'all had besieged towns. Okay, you guys got caught in a siege, and Zane stayed behind to protect him, and you didn't. And Zane got captured, and you had a chance to save him, but it would have been risky because he was hanging on one of those crosses out in front of the town as a rebel. And you just cantered by him on your horse and looked at him and walked away.
For the audience out there, Kane was chaotic evil, and I played him thusly. Yeah, Zane was not abused. He was not abused at all. So there's Kane is the one I played, and then Luther. So Saint Luther is a character Todd played. Aristobulus is the character Mac played. Dolgon is the character Chris played. And I think those are all the characters that were gods. The other were gods that we developed in the setting as it unfolded. Also, Burl is the stone giant god, I believe. Let's see. Speaking of which, the Kickstarter link on the front page of Troll.com still links to the 5th edition Monsters and Treasures.
Any other brothers and sisters in the Chenault clan? We have my little sister Nikki, older brother Zane, and me and Kent or Steve. That's it that we know of.
Yeah. Tim, I don't know if you're still there. So Tim got his internet fixed, we hope. Tim, did you get that? Commander Pete has pointed out that from the Troll Lord homepage, if you click what's new on Kickstarter, it takes you to the 5th edition of Monsters and Treasures of Aired Kickstarter, and not the current Kickstarter that we have running. If you could fix that, Tim, that would be wonderful. Yeah, Commander, maybe it should direct us to Roads to Adventure. How's it going, Last Laugh? Hey, Last Laugh, you got to tell us what happened. Davis, he moved out to Colorado from Wisconsin about a year ago, Douglas, is that right? And one of your crew got bit by a rattlesnake. Someone got bit. Yeah, someone got bit by a rattlesnake. I didn't get the story. See, it gets better around season 4 when Morgan shows up. Yeah, great pick. My biggest problem with Fear the Walking Dead is they've sidelined Alicia's character, and she's just a badass character, and they sidelined her, and I don't appreciate that.
Hey, Alicia was the sister?
Yeah, so you got so Alicia's a sister, and I can't remember the mother, but the sister turns into this kind of really just a badass.
She was the only character I liked there that I really liked.
Yeah, and they've sidelined her so much; it's just a little bit disappointing. But Stephen does not like chicken. I try to never eat chicken, though I do occasionally. Bifford, he's 1 year older than me. I'm not sure who you're talking about, Bifford. So he rode his horse
Steve was up here last week, and I offered to make some chicken for him for dinner one night, and he goes, "No, I would prefer to have some meat."
Who eats chicken? It's crazy. I have missed it, or you were ignoring me. Are there any other brothers? Oh, so Davis answered that question. Our little sister, Nikki, and then our older brother, Zane.
That's all we know
of. That's all that we know of.
But
and then there's like
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 kids between the 4 of us.
Yes, you've got 4, I've got 3, Zane 2, Nikki 2.
And yes, I have hair. It's just that 3 months ago, I allowed my daughters to dye my hair. and they dyed it. They were going to dye it like a light brown so that I looked younger. Well, they did bright red. And I thought it was a temporary, one of those temporary things you get at the Halloween store, but it wasn't temporary. They also dyed my beard black, but
yeah, that looked rather entertaining.
That looked entertaining, yes. And luckily, I'm so old, my gray grows back real quick.
If just the gray on
the gray on my hair won't come back. It's just red. So I'm gonna get some dye and dye it gray. I think maybe purple. I don't know. I got to grow some hair first.
So it looks like Last Laugh had it. He didn't get bit, but one of his dogs got bit by a rattlesnake. Yeah, that's never good. So apparently Alicia is in a show called 100. I'll have to check that out. I think I watched an episode or two of that at some point.
Oh, 100. That was that show where they fell out of the spaceship onto a planet.
Yeah, something like that, and they all start killing each other or some kind of mess. Yeah, the problem I had with 100, this is Grape Ape. The problem I had with 100 is that they were on Earth after it had been re-terraformed from a nuclear holocaust, and there was really only one weird mutated creature, and you didn't even get to see it because it was in the water. Yeah, that's not very fun. One lily pad attacking people, that's not terribly entertaining. I don't know, we'll see. I've enjoyed The Walking Dead even after Rick, and I still watch Fear. It's still good. I still enjoy it, but it's missing.
The Boys is good. You haven't watched The Boys, then you've got.
I've not seen The Boys yet.
It's extremely violent and adult and graphic, but it's really worth the watch. That and yeah, The Boys absolutely rocks. It's one of my favorite shows. Though I can't wait for what's the science fiction one that you eventually watch, Kent?
Oh, Expanse. The Expanse.
The Expanse. I can't wait for The Expanse to come out.
The Expanse is probably the best science fiction TV show I've ever seen.
Someone mentioned Commandy. We've got the Commandy comics. Who mentioned the Commandy? 𝚃𝚘𝚘𝚕𝚔. Commandy, boom.
Zane loved Commandy. So you can speak it. Let's see what we got here. So can you speak a bit about the upcoming plans to move beyond air? Oh yeah. So this is really probably the most exciting thing that we're doing.
Sure, we're all moving to Colorado.
We're going to take the world of air, and Davis is in Zaya, and Jason is working for Star Siege on the terraformed Venus, and then the Rings of Brass concept that connects all the outer planes and the inner planes, and if you are so inclined, time streams and all of that mess. And we're bundling it all into one huge it's not going to be just one project. It's going to be a whole series of projects that are all kind of interconnected with the Planescapes book, the Planar Handbook. The Planar Handbook, I'm not sure what we're going to call it, but that's a pretty good title right there. Is kind of the linchpin for all of them, the hub of the wheel as we get into it. And that's on the docket for 2021. And what we're trying to do is clear the slate for reprints like the Player's Handbook, the resource book of the adventures, spell book, stuff like that, so that we can all kind of focus on developing this property. Because what it really does in the big picture of things is it takes Castles and Crusades and Amazing Adventures and it wedges them all together in one big nice, and then the worlds of Inzaya and Aird, and wedge them all together in one big nice bundle. So we're all super stoked about it.
And it allows everyone to bring their world into play as well. Yeah. Because you have the Rings of Brass that tie all these different planes and stuff together, an infinite number of planes. So whatever home-based world that you have that you're playing in, you can actually use it to connect these Rings of Brass. There will be a logical connecting point for all the other worlds. So you can pop over into Air, pop over into any of Jason's settings, pop over anywhere. I guess you could play Doctor Who or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's the real hope. So that even the Starship Warden, so that it's just, and it's the part of CNC that's missing, right? We've got monsters galore. We've got the mythology series covered, 6 huge books on that, just spell books, all kinds of stuff. But there's very little out there on planes for us. I think literally one page in the Adventures Backpack, or maybe 2 pages. I'm getting a Dr. Pepper.
But that's the most exciting thing about next year. We're bringing all these things together. So you'll have different rule sets for different they're all castles in Siege Engine, but there'll be a little different rules set made up for the different worlds, and then you can bring yours in and everything like that. It all can connect together. And we're going to try to do a connection through World Engine too. Bring that whole thing into it.
Yeah, that would be very, very nice. Yeah, so King, so we've had a few, Davis, we've had a few titles suggested, one being Codex of Worlds, one being the Planar Handbook. King Kothar has said the phalangistic reference folio for interstellar castle keepers and their masterful players. So there we go with that one.
Oh yeah, I'm rushing to that one, dude. That was badass.
What would the acronym of that? The PRFICKMP.
Oh yeah, perfect friend of master.
We're gonna put Kothar on the titling department. There you go. Yeah, I don't know. So that's what we're super excited about. And of course, right now we're barreling. For those of you who are just joining Troll Lords from whatever direction, we're barreling through the Kickstarter. We got a Kickstarter going on now, where we have the 8th printing of the Player's Handbook up, and the Adventurer's Spellbook, which is going to gather all the spells from multiple sources and create new ones for the Rune Mark. And there's a third thing in it, the Player's Archive too, which is going to gather all of our player material into one book.
What?
So the Player's Archive, so just to let everybody know, this book was Davis's idea, and he cannot remember.
Okay. The blue book, red book, and white book. Okay, got it.
Well, it's sort of those. Those are the rule books, but we were discussing this Kickstarter, and you said, well, why don't we take the expanding classes and combine it with the class book?
Oh,
and I thought that's a great idea, mainly because we're running out of shelf space out there, and that would free up one slot.
Yes, instead of buying that new shelf, just do that.
We actually just combined 3 books from the Amazing Adventures series into one. The Don't Fear the Ripper, and the other 2 little bitty ones, the Black Anise and something else. We put them all together in Deeper Dark Trilogy so that it's one book, and it cleared up 2 slots on the shelves. It's very
by Blue Oyster Cut.
Yeah, it's very crowded in both the print shop and the mailroom as more and more titles, and Gaxmore's fixing to land. We just got a ship date for something as a November 4th, which means we'll get it on the 6th or 7th, and which means Gaxmore will be right behind that.
Oh, so Gaxmore will be out by end of November.
Yeah, we'll start. I'm hoping that Kickstarter is shipping by second week in November. Which would be good.
That's a good idea. That'd be nice. I'd like to see the cover, or like to see the book. I mean,
yeah, no, it turned out beautifully. I don't know. I'm super excited about the Lost City again.
I haven't even seen the final PDF.
Oh yeah, well I got to do one more release of it. I've just now about 6 months ago, I figured out how to do really good bookmarking in the PDFs, and right now it has bookmarking, but it's not good. It's just built off of the printed TOC. But it needs to be a lot more so you can navigate the PDF really well. So I got to do that, and then we'll be done with that. And Peter's wrapping up work on the Weapons of Gaxmore book, and we started printing the Long Valley, which is the intro module. And hopefully all of this comes together in the next 3 weeks so that Lost City of Gaxmore can start rolling out the door.
What did you mention about the weapons thing? What?
So what we did, so this is a good friend of ours who's ex-Army. He designed a bunch of special weapons for the Lost City of Gaxmore. And it's Turbo from Gary Con, for those of you who know him. And Chris Clark went in there and made them all castles in our 5th edition so that it's all kind of, that. And now Peter's in there wrapping up the artwork. He sent some over today. It was just badass. Peter's weapons are...
Yeah, I like it. His weapons are really
weapons. They are flawless. I mean, I love his art. His people are great. All this stuff is good, but his weapons are just flawless. He's just got a really good, all that experience in the. He was a reenactor, right? He was a.
Yeah. He was a cavalry officer in the Civil
War.
War.
But not. Was it Civil War or the? or before that. Then
I think the War of 1812, maybe the Napoleonic Wars. I don't know. He was a reenactor for stuff. He rode around on a horse and sabered things.
yeah, I think he was pre-Civil War, whatever that was. But at any rate, his command of stuff is good. So we got a couple of questions we missed apparently. Any ETA on when the pledge manager opens for the CKG Kickstarter? Let's see. So that's the backer kit mess. It'll be at least another month or so. I got to get with Mac and find out. We got to wrap that thing up. What software do folks use to make your RPG books? So we use InDesign from the Adobe suite, InDesign and Photoshop.
And a piece of paper.
And a piece of paper. Peter does all the initial layout. He does the really, really heavy lifting, and then I go in there and tinker and move stuff and mess up his layout as much as I can. So, so that's how that generally goes. But InDesign, I'm a huge fan of InDesign. Absolutely huge fan of it.
I don't do any design. I did get Photoshop this week, or last month, this month. Other than that, I don't do any design anymore.
Speaking of codexes, what is the next in that series? Anything. So he's already turned over Chinese mythology and Korean mythology. They're in my inbox. I haven't even had a chance to look at them. And I think Japanese is next. I can't remember what he's working on. But yeah, we've got the next two already in the queue. And both, I think the Chinese one is going to be absolutely crazy because they don't really have a pantheon, do they? It's just like spirit gods and whatnot. Or do you know, Davis?
No, I don't know if it's quite a pantheon. It's a little bit different than in the West, but I mean, you could do a pantheon with it, but I mean, it's a little bit different.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of gods in there. It's like that Egyptian one turned out to be.
I mean, it's like if you had to do the gods of India. I mean, you're talking what? So anyway, it's vast and complex with numerous names for the same gods and different attributes depending on where you go within India and stuff like that. The same case in China. I think like the Greeks had sort of metastasized at some point, as had the Romans and the Germans with their gods. By the time we received the information, in India that never happened, and in China that never happened. I don't know about Japan, and in Thailand it's more amorphous. We don't have information on it. Hey, wait, there was an important question up here too. I saw. Oh, shipping. I wanted to hit the shipping thing once. If anyone wants to, in fact, I will do that as soon as we get off, 30 minutes after we get off the line. If there's something you want to order, just put a message right here. I'm going to put it up on the my eBay page, and I will post my eBay page. You can calculate this, and then you go in and order it. You don't have to buy it, but you can order it and see what the shipping would be, and then just cancel your order or something like that. So we can see if it works. Canada, Mexico, Australia, New Zealand, Germany, wherever. But I'll put up like the Player's Handbook, CKG, Monster Manual, and a few other things. And then I'll link my Facebook page or eBay page.
What he's alluding to is we're hoping that because eBay has freight forwarders, that the shipping through eBay, if we use Davis's eBay store to go overseas, might be easier on you guys than the U.S. Post Office. Because even you asked if there was if you ordered one module, I think I'm going to, just off the top of my head, I'm going to guess it's like $18 to ship one module. The thing is, if you really want to get your value's worth on shipping overseas, you want to get like 5 to 10 pounds of books. That way, when you get to like 4 pounds, it's like $70, say, to the United Kingdom, and it doesn't go up again much until you get to like 20 pounds. So it's something like that.
And 3 months ago, they had round trip tickets from Charleston, South Carolina to London for $75. It would be cheaper for me to fly a plane to London and fly back than to send it through the mail service. So I could do that. I'm an international courier now. I'll just tell you.
It might be a lot of driving. Codex Canada. There you go. Let's see. Virtual Wizard says, I think it depends on the Chinese area. Yeah, I'm not sure, but I don't know anything about mythologies. Once I get into the East, I know very, very little. Wouldn't pretend to say one way or the other. But I know that he has turned over the Chinese and the Korean. was another odd one I wanted him to work on. I can't remember what it was. It was pretty obscure. I can't remember now. Brian's a great guy. I don't know what he's hammering now.
The PhD attached to my thighs. It'd be like, what was that show about that guy in Turkey who was transporting drugs and got caught?
What was that?
I can't remember anyway. That'd be funny. Stopped at the border. You're carrying.
Man, I remember watching that as a kid, and that made me think, I'm never going to Turkey. Good God.
Yeah, no, it's like
Silent? No. I almost had it. It's a good movie.
Speaking of silent running. Anyway.
Silent Running was a great movie. Start adding helium balloons to lighten the load. There you go. Thanks for thinking about the shipping for us folks in the Down Under. Yeah, we're trying, Mr. Obadiah. It's tough, but if this eBay thing works, that would be great. And then I just got the notification, I think on October 20th, actually, or 22nd, that USPS is going to raise the rates again. So God knows what it's going to be now. Where are you going to post the eBay link, Davis, on the TLG Discord? Where are you going to put that? He's going to give it to Chuck, and then Chuck will distribute it. How's that? Does that work for you, Davis?
Yeah, I don't really care. I'm going to sign in right now and see if I can get it listed while we're talking.
Well, get that link to Chuck when you have it up so people can see. Okay. If we can use their freight forwarding, that would be fantastic.
And then, yeah, and I don't know. So here's the other question. So we could set up our own company one.
I think we've got an eBay account. I think TLG has an eBay account. I think Tim set it up.
But they may not do freight forwarding for a company one.
Oh, I did.
So anyway, we'll find out. I'll put it up on mine first, see if it works, and then we can figure it out from there. But I need the link to something.
The Antipodian says, good day from down under. Yeah, international shipping sucks badly. I have no more kidneys to sell to cover it. Yeah, it's crazy, man, because, we're packing these boxes, and if it's like, I don't know, if it's a lot of books, it'll be like $140 in shipping. And it's nuts. I
think a kidney's worth like $40,000 in China now.
Yeah, there you go. Yes, Bifford, UK is the worst. China, Australia is actually a little bit more expensive than the United Kingdom, but it's very odd. It's very odd. Now, the rest of the European Union, it's about the same, but weirdly, stuff gets to Poland quicker than it does other places. I don't know. They ask you questions if you turn up with more than one kidney. I don't know. The shipping's just nuts. And maybe we need to look a little harder at the PODs. I'm not super excited about print on demand. Just real quick, everybody, if you have not, please give us a follow. We're here. Do what?
There's big quality control issues on print on demand. On some places.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, and if we have something printed overseas, we can't check on it until someone's bought it and looked at it and said this is crap. Or not crap. I mean, it may be great stuff, but I highly doubt that the hard covers. Now, the soft covers are probably fine, but the hard covers are going to be different. But if you have not given us a follow, please do so. We're here every week, every Tuesday at 4 o'clock for Ask Me Anything. Davis will be joining us occasionally. We're going to try to get it set up so he's here more frequently. And then, of course, we do GM's Tricks of the Trade on Thursday at 4. And we do, what's our painting, Chuck? I can never remember the name of it. Haunted Holler Painting. Is that it, Chuck? Yes, maybe. Yeah, okay. Haunted Hall of Painting on 7 o'clock on Wednesdays. And tonight we'll be running a game. I'll be running a game at 6 o'clock, 6 to 9 here on the Twitch channel. So stay with us if you can. Just to give you an idea for the Tomb of the Unclean, $23.99 for the book and $27.75 for shipping. Well, that's not too bad, Mr. Obadiah. I mean, it is bad, but it's not. I figured it would be worse. Because that price jumped so heavy. And it may actually be a little better. This is one thing we've talked about before. I've got to get in and break apart that shipping module because I think we're getting up to a 20% discount through Global Post. I've just got to figure out how to break that apart and make sure that's actually the case. I think the offset printings, they're going to be, and Virtual Wizard, all of ours are Smythe Zone. Notes in that one. I don't know if I can do that, but you can. Does that show? You can see there it's sewn to the headband, and then the headband is attached to the end sheets, and then the end sheets glued and then covered. So you get kind of a triple protection on our books. And POD, it's not going to be that. What they're going to end up doing is they're going to take a signature, fold it, probably a 16-page signature, fold it, and they're going to glue that signature to the backing board, or maybe to the headband. And the headband, and then the end sheets are not going to be properly attached, generally speaking, on a hardcover. Now, the soft covers, they're okay because it's just inline printing, and that means you just print it right to the board itself, or in that case, the cover. So each page is glued to the cover. So that's a little bit more helpful, but free stuff. But yeah, so it's. I'm just not a big fan of hardcover POD. We actually tried it here at TLG. We tried it in our own shops. We did it for about a year and a half, I think. Quite a few. The first printing of the Castle Keeper's Guide was done in our own shop, hardcover. And there's only like 300 of those made. So if you've got one, cherish it. But it was made with inline printing, where the papers are printed to the headboard. Good stout book, but it's just too expensive to do. All right, I think that's about it. Let's see, Codex Verde $49.99 plus 60. Okay, now that. Okay, so there's a difference. So that's your weight difference. The Codex of Verde is a 250-page color book, and Tomb of the Unclean is 180-page black and white. Looking for my Codex. So that color, it's going to be the weight. This book, the Codex, is much, much heavier. And those color papers, the color pages really weigh it down, and that drove your shipping up to a ridiculous amount. So what you end up doing, Obadiah, to make it worth your while, you need to get because if you were to take that same basket and put Home of the Unclean in there, I'm going to guess it's going to jump to like $72 or something like that. We have a few Steins left, not many. I think I gave Chuck the count on that. Is it 4, I think, is what we've got left. The file cabinet of holding. That's what I got here. I got all kinds of crap down in here. I mean, high quality CNC books is what I've got. So we're about to wrap up here, I think, and take a short break, and then we'll be back. Chuck, do we got anything filling the dark air, or the air, or is it just more tests?
Hold on. I think
Dave, you want to?
Hey, how much did the 2 books cost or weigh? 4 or 5 pounds?
Offhand, I'm going to guess the tome is 2 pounds and the Codex Verde is 4 pounds. I don't know.
This package weight is not valid or missing. What? All right. Hold on.
Good Lord, Tom. Yeah, no, that's horrible. That's absolutely insane. That's just ridiculous. That's
okay. Successfully listed item for sale. I'm done now. Want to see the other 3 similar create new sign new automation save this template. I'm done now. Check it out. Item number.
Davis is reading and fine.
Okay, I'm going to put up a link. I think it'll take you directly to my eBay, and we'll see what happens. No one, please order this. I might be out a lot of money. But let's just see how it works.
Yes.
I'm gonna see if that works. Okay, I'll PM it to you. I don't really know how to PM
just
you.
copy it.
I don't know any methods. I don't know how to get it. What?
Davis.
I don't know what you're Oh, wait, I found it. Never mind.
Just take a picture of the thing and put your phone in an envelope and mail that to Chuck.
All right, Chuck, I send it to your Skype.
There we go.
All right. Okay,
Control
so
C,
if
control.
anyone overseas, go to that link and see if you can see what I posted and order it and see how much it costs. You don't have to pay for it. Just run it through the thing and then depart at the end.
Yeah, just do not buy anything. This is just a test. Did you see Commander Pete? That's it. I'm absolutely starting work on my new system, Trolls in Technology. Brewlab wants to start a GoFundMe campaign for overseas shipping. There you go, Brewlab. All right, so very cool. So we're going to wrap up here. They're listing shipping rates. I'd have to compare that with what, but 22 UK is it? What do you have in there, Davis? The Codex and the Unclean book?
No. Player's Handbook and the ABP, and I put it at 4 to 5 pounds. Now I always include shipping, but you'll notice I put free shipping in there. I probably shouldn't have done free shipping. But I do that so you don't have to go through it.
It's cheaper that way.
What? Never mind. I got to redo it. A bullet in my head. Okay.
Well, now Benford's saying he's ordering $60 in books and $20 in shipping. That's actually pretty damn reasonable. So let's explore this. Let's do some heavy exploring on this because we can explore this on our end. We don't. I mean.
Yeah. This will work. This will make it way cheaper. Okay. So $20 isn't bad.
Well, but the problem is we've got to direct people to that store. That's going to be the part. But we can work all that out. It's not bad. Not bad at all.
Should I take that link down? What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah. $12,000 in shipping later. All right. Well, that's it for Ask Me Anything today. I'll be back here at 6 running a game. And I think Chuck's going to be doing some testing here in a little bit. But thank you all for showing up. Thanks for everything. We'll work this shipping stuff out. I think we got at least a working solution to explore. And in the meantime, don't miss out on the Kickstarter. It's live now. We funded, within 42 minutes, opened up about 8 or 9 stretch rewards. Yes, David?
I swear to God, if I can find a cheap flight to Australia for under $100 or $200, I will carry a suitcase full of books with me, and everyone can meet me in Perth. Or no. What's that place in the middle of Australia? It's that town right in the dead set middle where there's nothing but a gem mine and desert and dirt, no water. I want to go there. That's where I want to go.
As long as there's no cell service, we're good. Alice Springs, grievously grunted said.
That's it. I want to go to Alice Springs. I don't want to stay.
𝚃𝚘𝚕𝚕, man, these names read like Arkansas names. That's oil trough, frog holler, whatever we got here.
I think it's the same set of criminals who ended up in Australia as who ended up in Arkansas.
All right. Commander Pete, that's 95% of Australia you just described.
Import tax too? Oh my God.
Oh yeah, VAT, taxes, all kinds of crap. All right, so that's it for us today. We will be back next week on Tuesday, and I'll be back later tonight running a game into the Fushdown Bottoms. So we are signing off. Thank you all for showing up. Chuck, take us out.
Chuck, take us out. Take us to La La Land.